afternoon, whenever you're doing this. So we're going to start like we usually do, and I'm going to start with lying down and doing the neck exercises. If you can go and get a rubber band, because we're going to use a rubber band today. So lying down, and then pop your blue ball underneath your head and just pop the cushion to one side. I've rearranged my sitting room, which is why we look slightly different today. So popping the ball just underneath the head. Okay, so relaxing the arms and shoulders as much as you can, and let's turn the head side to side nice and slowly. And let's do 2 more each way. And 1 more each way. And then back in the middle and chin tuck. So we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest, the back of the neck feels nice and long, and then let go, look up against the ceiling, and repeat. Tuck your chin, feel the stretch behind your neck, and then let go, look up against the ceiling, and again tuck, and release. And 2 more. And last one. And then start nose circles. So nice small nose circles first. No bigger than the 10 pence. And 5 each way. Nice and controlled. And then if you want to, going back the other direction. And then when you've done those, back the other way. Nice, opened up circles, so big neck movements, open up. Whatever flexibility you feel like you've got in your neck and shoulders today, so if you're a bit tight, then take it just a little bit smaller. And then once we've done this one, we'll go back and do the opposite, so going back the other way. And then coming back into the centre, and then when you've done that, take the ball out from underneath, and we're going to go straight into some spine curls, and we're going to use the band. So pop your cushion under your head, and then from there grab your band, and what you're going to do is you're going to pop it across your hips, and you're going to make sure that you've got either as much or as little band in your hand. So I'm going to make mine quite tight, so I've got a bit more of a push to go into the band, so I want to make it just a little bit hard for my glutes to work. You can have it nice and baggy though if you want to make it a little easier to push into your band. So just popping the band across your hips, and then what we're going to do is make sure that our points of contact are right. So you've got both your feet hip distance apart, you've got your hips, Your lower back natural curve is there, ribs, shoulder and your head. We take a deep breath in and we're going to just lift up, and we're not going to move our arms. Our arms are super glued to the floor. So we're going to tuck and we're going to push in to the band and lift up. And then slowly we're going to come back down, gently, gently, gently. Same again. Keep your hands fixed to the floor and tuck and start to lift. Drive your hips up. Think of pushing your knees forward as you do it. And then down slowly on the way back. And then again lifting up. Pushing into your band. And then down nice and slow. And again, I won't put my ball, if you want to, you don't have to, but pop the ball in between your knees. I can just feel my feet wanting to roll out. So just keep hold of that ball in between the knees also, if you have one. So going up again, hands are fixed to the floor. And then take it slow, going back. And again, lifting up. Push your feet down, keep your hips driving up. And then take it slow all the way back down. We've got 2 left. So again, lifting up. Once we're there, gently coming back down. And then last one, so again, coming up. Push those knees forwards, hips up. And then nice and slowly rolling back down. We're going to take that away. And then what we're going to do is take the ball away as well. And we're just going to cross one of our ankles over the knees. So I'll show you with this side first. So this foot's going to stay still. I'm just going to cross my ankle over my opposite knee. And it's just going to open up this hip joint. So that's too uncomfortable. You're going to just leave your leg in tabletop. If you can, pop it so that it's across here. So what we're going to do is it's almost one leg, so it just means that we're going to have to use this leg to get a little bit more oomph, but this leg's going to get a stretch, and I want you to try and get that hip, if you can, level with this side as well. So once we're ready, feet are nice and fixed onto the floor, and we're going to tuck and lift. We're going to push both those knees forwards as we lift up, and then we take it gently back to the floor. Try not to let this side crash on the mat. Bring your feet back to hip distance and let's change. So put the other ankle across the knee. And again, same thing. Let's lift up. So lifting, drive the foot down, lift up. I can already feel that this side doesn't want to lift as high. And that doesn't matter if it doesn't. That's absolutely fine. Going back down nice and slowly. Change again, so feet back to hip distance. Cross the ankle over the knee. And again, let's lift up, tuck and push forwards over the knee, lifting up. And then again, take it slow, coming back down. Pop the leg down, back to hip distance apart again, and then cross the ankle over. Same, lifting up. Push the knee forward, drive the hips up. And then again, let's go down nice and slow. All the way back. And then pop the feet back. We're going to do once more on each side. So feet back to hip distance. Ankle goes over the knee. And take a deep breath. As you breathe out, you drive up and forwards. Lifting, holding. Glutes are working hard. You can feel it in the front of your hip. And probably in the thigh also. And again, pop your feet back to hip distance apart. And ankle over the knee. And up we go. So lifting all the way up. Pushing forwards. Knees are forwards. Lifting up. Holding it. Take it slow on the way down. And then pop your foot back. So if that one ever feels like you're getting cramped consistently throughout the whole thing, you want to uncross your leg and just leave your leg in that tabletop. So If not, try and just keep thinking about the bottom muscles trying to work as you're doing it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do some, I've written down, some knee rolls. So knee rolls are kind of similar to hip rolls, but your feet and knees aren't together. So knee rolls, you're going to take your feet hip distance apart. And what we're going to do is it is just a case of both your legs going to the same point. So I'll show you from this way and then I'll turn myself around so you can see. So we're going to take our arms just a little bit out to the side in a low V, and it's just letting the legs go over to one side. But like in hip rolls, you're not moving your rib cage and you're not moving your chest and head. So for me, I can get to about here and I can feel that everything is still nicely connected down. And then you're going to come back into the middle and you're going to do the same on the other side. So again, think of your rib cage staying still and your chest staying still and your head staying still. And then when you're back, nice and controlled as you move back into centre. So what I'll do is I'll show you from this direction just so you can see my knees. Hopefully you can see my knees. If not, sorry, bad camera work on my point. So your feet are hip distance apart, arms are out. So you're going to go with the knees, you keep the gap consistent the whole time. You're going to make sure that you don't move your ribs, your chest is completely still and your shoulders are completely still. And then you're going to come back into the centre. You want to make sure that you keep your feet, they're just doing their own thing. If they roll onto the inside or the outside, then that's perfectly fine. So that's enough for me because I can struggle with this shoulder staying on the floor. And then coming back in. So it's really simple, but it's one of the greats for mobilising your hips and getting them to do a little bit more. And then they prep it also for the next thing that we're going to be doing. So we're going to pop the feet back and we're going to try and do 3 to each side now. So we're going to go over to the side, concentrate on that tummy muscle, keeping this little guy on this side of the rib cage very much in check. Don't let the knees clash in the middle. And then you're going to come back into the centre. And then again to the other side, relax your shoulders. Make sure that your rib cage is staying nice and still. And then coming back in nice and slowly. Other side again, so over, tummy stays secure. Don't let them move, the ribs, chest is still, arms are relaxed. And then coming back into the centre. Other side again. I've actually lost count. So let's just make this next one the last one. So 3 on each side, but let's make this, if it is the first one or the third set, then that doesn't matter. We're going to carry on doing something very similar anyway. And then coming back. So once we've done that, we're going to bring our knees and feet together. And we're going to then do something exactly the same. We're going to do hip rolls, so you know how to do this. And what we're going to do is combine the hip rolls and the knee rolls together with an arm movement. So we're going to start with just super gluing the knees and feet together. And we're going to roll over. And again, your feet do the same thing. They will roll on the inside or the outside. And you're going only as far as you can keep your shoulders down and your rib cage really connected here. It's not flaring, you're not arching your back overly. And then again, you come back into the centre with control. Don't go too far. You don't need to. So again, over you go. Super glue your ankle bones together as well. Chest is still, rib cage is still, arms are completely relaxed. And then coming back into the centre. We'll just keep on going. We're just going to do 2 more to each side. So ankles together, feet together, rib cage is still. If you look, you've got that line. You're not just lifting up in this section or puffing your chest. And then coming back into centre. All about those muscles in the tummy if you can. It's really subtle under the tummy muscles. So the ones you can see, those muscles, they're the ones that are helping out the ones underneath do the most of the work. Let's go once more each way. back, and we'll go once more. Over we go. Keep those knees super glued together and those feet, shoulders relaxed, and then back. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we're going to take our arms up into a V shape. So I've got quite a tight chest and my elbows are just soft so that my hands can rest. So if you can just rest the backs of the hands, if not, don't worry, you can just have your arms just on the top of the head, it's up to you, but just have your arms up. So we're going to take our feet back to hip distance apart again. And like I said, we're going to combine these two together. So we're going to do the knee first. So the knees are going to go, the ribs are trying to stay still. And then from here, we're then going to start to hip roll. And once we're there, I want you to use your back foot. So it's then going to break this rib connection and it's going to turn into a stretch. You're going to push the back foot and you're going to push both your hips forwards, keeping the hands still on the floor. And then everything's going to come back into the center. So you're going to roll your hips back and then bring your legs back. And we're going to carry on to the other side. So you're going to go over with those legs on their own. So they're traveling, traveling, traveling. The hips will then roll. The back foot's going to push forwards. And your hands are going to stay on the floor. It's a huge stretch. I can feel it in my armpit, across my pecs, in my rib cage, big time in my hip and my thigh. And then you're going to come out, relax, bring the hips back, bring the knees back. Let's go to the other side again. So over with the legs on their own. And then you're going to let your moving of the hips happen. And then you're going to push that back foot down. And you're going to keep your hands and arms on the floor. And then we're going to come back into the center, legs and hips. And over to the other side, so let the legs go, hips go, and then push. Keep your hands on the floor, keep your arms on the floor. And then coming back in, we're going to go one more each side. So again, legs go, hips go, push your foot back. So the back foot's pushing down, the other foot's doing nothing. And rolling back. And then last one, so again, legs, hips, and then push that foot forward, well down, and your hips go forwards, and then back into the middle, and then bring your arms back. So huge stretch across your chest and in your arms. So practice that one if you feel particularly that was very tight. So then keep on practicing that. It's a really good one to do all the time, and you can take out the hip bit if you need to. Right, so moving on from here, we are going to do, oh super. So we're going to go back to some spine curls. We did these I think a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to do them again because they're really good for isolating each bottom cheek and making sure that they can work the same amount as each other. So what we're going to do is bring our feet back to hip distance apart. We're not going to use the ball because what we're going to do is do some knee drops when we're in this position. So relaxing the arms by your side again. And we're going to lift up into the spine curl. So we're going to hold the position once we're there. And we're going to do some knee drops. This completely stays exactly the same. It's going to want to do this, it's going to want to drop, but you're going to resist that and keep the feeling of lifting all the time. Your feet are stuck to the floor, and we're going to go with the knee drop to one side. So you're going to keep your hands on your hips if you want to. And you're going to open one leg out to the side. My foot's just slightly rolled on the outside, which is normal, but I keep my hips lifted. And then close. And the other side, you keep your hips lifted, you open out to the other side. And you close, and then we're going to roll back down. So you just find that it goes right into the top of the bottom muscle and the side of the bottom muscle, and as you open out the leg. So same again. Thought I heard my little boy. It's fine. So again, lifting up, pushing your knees forwards, and then again one side opens. Keep your bottom staying still, don't let the hips move or drop. Other side. and back, and then down nice and slowly. And then again, lifting up. Knees forwards and open one side and open the other side. And then nice and slowly coming back. Let's aim for 3 more. So again, lifting up, pushing toes down, hips up, open out and back, open out and back, slowly going back to the floor. And again, 2 more. So you find that you feel it in the inside of your thighs quite a lot now, probably as you get further into it. So again, lifting up, pushing your knees forwards, lift your hips up, take a leg out to the side, keep holding the position that you've lifted into. Other side, open out, the foot will roll out onto its side if it can. Slowly coming back down. And then again, last one, up. Pushing the knees forwards and open and back. Open and then rolling back down. And then give your knees a nice squeeze towards the chest. Just let those legs and glutes have a rest. And then we're going to come sit. So, seated exercise. So what we're going to do next is 2 things. We're going to do a waist twist to warm up. We're going to do bow and arrow with the band, and then we're going to do something we did before, which is leaning back and twisting and pulling the band. So it's combining those 2 exercises together. So if you can come, make sure that you're sitting nice and tall, legs crossed, legs in the front, whichever makes you sit the tallest. So first of all, we're going to just have the band nearby. If you want to sit on top of your ball or grab a book, if it helps you sit taller, please also grab a book. So we're going to pop our hands on top of our head, linking the fingers together, sitting as tall as possible. We're going to start to twist the rib cage, the head, neck, shoulders. The hips do not move though, neither do the legs. And then come back into the middle. To the other side, twisting. And then back. So it's a small movement. You're not trying to twist your entire body all the way around to one side. And then coming back. Over to the other side again. Bring it back. And again, twist. And let's go once more each way. And then last one. And then bring your arms back down. So moving on, we're going to grab the band. So however hard you want to make it for yourself is how much slack you have in the middle, or if how tight you want to make it is also going to be a lot harder. So I'm going to give myself a bit of slack in the middle so it's not too tricky for me. So we're going to bring our arms in front of us. So both arms come forwards. So you want to still sit nice and tall. So we're going to start with the left arm. So you're going to bend your left elbow. You're going to then twist. Your eyes are going to follow the elbow. From here, you're going to keep this arm in front still, and you're going to pull your arm behind and lengthen it. And then you're going to come back into the middle. And we're going to do the other side, so you're going to bend. You're going to look at the elbow as you twist, and you're going to pull the band behind you. And you're going to come back into the middle. And again, bend, twist and look. Open up the band and close. Same again, bend, twist and look. Open the arm and close and bend. twist and look, and open, bring it back and bend. Look at the elbow as you twist, keep your hips forwards, don't lean backwards as you take the arm behind. Bring it forwards, once more each way, it's burning a little bit in the shoulders. Twist and open, in, back, last one, bend. Twist and look, and open, and then close back. And then just relax the shoulders, let them go back to their normal state. Okay, so from the front, I'm going to show you what the arms are doing, and then I'll go on my side so you can see what the body's doing in this one. So it's kind of like it's not like a dance move, but it sort of is. So this one is, the band will go underneath your feet for this one. You'll then cross it over, so mainly so it doesn't escape. And then you're going to hold it either to be honest, I'm going to give myself a little bit of an easy bit first, and then I can always grab more further down if I want to make it a little bit harder. So for this one, you're going to make sure that your elbows are nice and neatly tucked in at your waist. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going up into a shoulder height arm bend. So you're going to, first of all, you're going to be leaning back. So it's a tummy exercise also. And we're going to twist. So we're going to incorporate that twist we just did. But this time we're going to twist and we're going to pull the band, shoulder height, elbow still bent, and then come back in the center. And again on the other side, twist, pull the elbow to shoulder height, and then come back again. And then we'll sit up. But we're going to try and do, if we can, we're going to go for 3 on each arm and then sit up and then repeat it. So we're going to go, I'm just going to turn myself this way. So you've got the band underneath, you've got it crossed over, and you're going to make sure that first of all, you're just sat a little bit taller than usual, and your elbows are stuck to your waist. And we're going to start with choosing, it's up to you how far you go back. You're going to just roll yourself into a small C curve. And then from here, we're going to hold that position, and we're going to twist 1, twist, 1, twist, 2, twist, 2, twist, 3, twist, 3, and sit up. So for me, I'm just going to make it a bit harder in the pull. That arm was sort of not working as hard as my tummy, so I just want to make sure that my arms are working the same amount as my toe muscles. You can do the opposite. You can do less tummy and work more in the arms and not go as far back in your roll back. So we're going to actually do that 2 more sets. So we're going to roll back again. And then once we're there, elbows are on our waist, and we're going to twist 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then back to being tall again. Just reset, making sure you're comfortable, and again roll back into a comfortable roll back, and 1, back to your waist, 1, back to your waist, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then sit back up again, and then just take the band out, and then just make sure that your legs are back to normal, and just let yourself have a quick stretch. And then we're going to come onto our knees. So for this one, we're going to do a toe sit. We haven't done this in donkey's years, but I'm going to show you the toe sit. So I actually have plantar fasciitis at the moment, but I'm not really sure why. I think it's because I'm not doing my day job basically. So my legs and ankles and my feet have got very, very tight. So I've got very sore heels and everything like that. I've also got about 100-ton child I have to carry around all the time. So I'm going to show you just a little tip that I've been told. We've done it previously in Pilates. It's not comfortable, so to pre-warn you, it's not the nicest feeling, but it is a good stretch. It's quite a hard stretch. And then once we've done that, we're going to do some stretching that we did, I think, a couple of weeks ago again, which is that lunging forward one. So if I show you from the side, and I'll just show you from behind as well. So you're going to come up into a high kneeling position to start with, And then what we're going to do is literally tuck your toes underneath you. So I can already feel I've got a very tight arch, so I can get my toes there, but it is a bit of a struggle. I'm used to kind of getting a little bit more toe. And then you are going to just literally sit down and sit on your heels. And you're just going to hold that position, okay? So basically you can see from this point of view, so it's just toes underneath and you're just going to sit down. So for me, my right heel is exceptionally worse than the left heel. So I actually feel like I'm sort of up in the air because this foot is much tighter. If that's the same for you, it's exactly the reason. You've got one side that's going to be tighter, it ricochets all the way up. So if you think, oh, my feet are fine, but my right foot really is quite stiff, it might be that you've got a really tight right lower back, or you've got a very tight thigh at the moment in the back of your right thigh. So this is also to help the rest of that part sort of work its way down. So if you just pop your toes underneath, I'm just going to count to 10. We're going to do it 3 times. So you're just going to sit down as much as you can. So this one, I already feel like I'm sort of falling on my side. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. And then just take your feet to their natural position again. Just recheck. And then we're going to do it again. So we're just going to, sorry, I'm just going to click my leg. We're just going to tuck the toes underneath. I can already feel that my toes are feeling a little more flexies. So again, sitting down, much better. So 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Feet back to their normal state again. Sorry, my knee is very stiff today. I'm going to keep clicking it. And then again, we're going to do last time. Toes underneath. And then again, sit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then coming out, and then just let your feet relax. It's really mean, but it's really good. You should feel really warm around your toes, and especially in that arch of your foot. So try your best, especially if you've got any bunions or arthritis, just take that one careful. It is obviously okay to do it, but it's going to feel completely probably immobile. So that's also just something to bear in mind. Just do it gently, but it is possible. So next thing we're going to do is stretching. So we're going to try and do those lunges again. So we're going to go forwards and backwards like we did last week. I had so many people say, oh, it was such a good thing, so I thought I must put it in again this week. So popping ourselves back into the high knee position. We're just going to slightly, again like we did last week, bring the front leg a bit further forward, so you've got as much of an open, the opening up of the front of the hip, the back one here, to get as a lot into it as you can. So we're not going to do the toe lift one where we were up in the air. We're just going to focus on the stretch for this one. So firstly, you're just going to bend forwards and you're just going to pop your fingertips in front next to your feet. And then when you're ready, you're just going to lunge forwards. And you can go as much into it as you like. I'm putting my hands further forwards because I've got a big stretch in the front of the hip I want to get into. So you can do more or less. And then as you come out of it, use the front foot to push down. And you're going to do the opposite and you're going to go behind. So just hold those fingers by your side and just let the back of this leg that's in front take a stretch. And then walk your hands forwards again and you go back forwards into that stretch. Same again, push back using the driving force with the front foot, back into where you were. This leg's getting a good stretch, the knee here is supporting you. And once more, walk those hands forwards, back into the stretch. And then again, push back. The back of the leg have a stretch. And then we're going to change. So we're going to bring those knees back. We're going to go other foot forwards, step as much or as little far forwards as you want. You're going to lean forwards, hands are just on the floor, and you're going to go forwards. And then when you feel like you've got a stretch, you're going to go back, and we're going to take the back of this thigh into the stretch. And then we're going to walk forwards again, so coming forwards. And we're going to go back again. Back of the leg gets the stretch. And then again, walking forwards. And then coming back. So I did last week a C curve also. So if you want, you can include the C curve, which is arching the back, or you can just focus on the legs. It's completely your decision. And as you come back, you're just going to take that foot away. And then we're going to come back onto our feet. So next thing we're going to do are tail looks. So we're going to then do a little rotation. So just hang my hair up. Okay, so tail looks. It can get sort of done a little wrong because we sort of overlook. So you're trying to keep your knees and your legs and your thighs, those pillars I always talk about, you want to try and keep them like a pillar. So if I show you from this angle, so what we're going to be doing, so you want to make sure your knees are hip distance apart, your hands are underneath your shoulders, and you're looking forwards. All you are doing is you're looking as if you've got a tail. And then you're going to come back. What I get is this, and the bum does it instead, and then the pillars are over on one side. So you're feeling the stretch from here. So what you want to do is you're going to look, and then you're just going to bend your back elbow, like so. And then you're going to push it back up again, and you're going to come back into the center and do the same on the other side. So you look, don't move your bottom, you're going to bend your back elbow, keep the other arm straight, and then come back. So you can see that my top and my shoulders are doing a nice twist. It's a nice stretch. I've got a click then, so that's even better. So looking, don't move your bottom, you're just bending the waist, and then bend the back arm. And then bring it back, looking forwards. Other side, look. And bend the elbow. Keep the other arm straight. And push, looking forwards. And again, look. And bend the elbow. Come back. Other side, look. Don't move your bottom. Elbow bends. And looking forwards, once more each side. So look. Elbow bends. Bring it back. Lifting that tummy up the whole time. Try not to be here. And then again, last one. Look. Elbow bends. And then push, coming back, and then drop your bottom onto your heels and just hold that stretch just there. And then we're going to finish with a tummy exercise, and you're going to grab your ball. So, quite tricky this one. So it's kind of like a press up into the ball. So it's quite tricky for anyone who finds that their shoulders are already starting to fall forwards. So this is getting them to go the other way around. It is achievable. You can have your cushion under your forehead if you would like. Some people like to have it underneath their hips and pubic bone. So lying down, I'm going to put mine there just because of my cesarean scar. It's just a tender place to be. So as much as you can, try and lengthen your arms. So you're going to put your ball as far away as your arms, and both your hands can go on top of it. So lots of people do this. They bend their elbows straight away because it's more comfortable. we're trying to get the hunch back. So we need to have the arms as long as possible. So it's quite, for me, even I've got very tight armpits at the moment. So both hands are on top of the ball, both arms are nice and straight. I'm going to put the forehead on the floor first. This is just going to relax. So we're going to start by looking forwards. I'm just going to look at the ball. That's all we're doing. We're not going to move the chest. We're just going to look at the ball. And then from here, you're going to keep your arms straight. And I want you to push into that ball and open the chest. And then relax and bring everything back down again. Same again. You're going to look forwards, just looking up. You're going to push down into your ball. Arms stay straight. Arms will come off the floor. And again, come back down. So lots of people do it like that. And they push the ball away from them. So your arms are staying straight. We're going to go 4 more. So we're going to look forwards. Arms stay straight. We're going to push down into that ball. And then it works the upper back muscles. And then we're going to roll the head down again. Same again. Look forwards. As you do push down into the ball, keep your arms straight. And then relax, put your forehead down. And then again, look forwards. Push the ball down to come up. And relax. We're going to do 2 more. So look forwards, looking up. Push down. Relax. Last one, push down, arms are long, and then relax. And then take those arms back, and then push back into that shell stretch. Send your bum back onto your heels, drop down and just enjoy the lower back stretch. Arms also stretching them forward so they have a stretch too. And just deep breaths right into those rib cages. And then coming up, we're going to stand up and do a roll down to finish. So like we usually do, just going to make sure the feet hip distance apart, soften those knees, and we're going to roll the head down slowly. Arms going down slowly, bit by bit. Feet are still fixed to the floor. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. And then slowly coming back up, push those hips forwards. All the way back up. Shoulders back when you get there. And we're done. I've had a lot of requests about this in the last week. Spoken to my mum, so I can't quite go back to the halls yet. I'm going to email everybody because a lot of people haven't been doing the videos because they haven't got sort of things to watch it on. So I'll send an email out pretty soon. So I can't come into your houses obviously yet because halls aren't open. So I've been told about the 7th of July potentially we can go back into the halls. But obviously socially distant, and I won't provide the mats, but that's kind of what happened just before we went into lockdown anyway, so that's nothing new. But what I am offering is coming into your gardens. Ideally, I don't really want to be coming to sort of, I've got to think there's 80 of you, videos has been 50 of you, so I can't really come to every individual, but I know that a lot of you speak to each other, and a lot of you are groups of friends and everything like that, so I can come to your house, and I can come only into your garden for a group of 6 people, so please let me know, because my mum, as you now know, we're allowed to, my mum has now seen Seb, so she's going to look after him for me. And if anybody wants one-to-one, it's a little bit more expensive, but if you want one-to-one, I can do one-to-ones as well. So let me know, and I will put this all in an email anyway, but I'll see you next week on the next video. Have a lovely week.